Hey there folks, David, your friendly hairy Scotsman here once again. Well, today is going to be slightly different. It's not going to be a food review. So, what is it you ask? Well, for anyone who knows me, when I left school, I did not become a photographer. I actually served 5 years as a joiner, working in woodworking, which is what a joiner does. Today, I am reverting back to the old days, and I'm going to make a gate. This came off my little brother's front of his house, and as you can see, let's just say it's been there for a while. It is absolutely rotten. So, I've got some fresh wood there for it. I've got my big saw, which looks okay at the moment. I've got some trestles up, and I'm going to show you how to make a gate. So we'll pop this back on the tripod, like that. That just about shows what I need to show. It's a wee bit squint, straighten you up a wee bit, there you go, when you want you getting seasick on it. So, here we go, how to make a gate. Grab my tape measure. I had it here a minute ago. There's one. So I've already pre-measured. It's going to be 900mm. There. I'm going to just double check it. Okay, it's actually 920, so it's lucky that I did actually double check that. There. That in there. So there's one cut. Check the next one. That was there. Sit on there like that. And there's a 920. There. There's two cut. So I'll just cut the rest of them. I'll put you on a wee break just now, which will just be a matter of seconds for you. Take about 5 minutes for me just to cut the rest of these, and then I'll show you some more. Back in a sec. So I've cut the main boards, I'm now cutting the back boards. I've cut one, I've got one more to cut. So I'll just do that just now for you. This one's a slightly different size. Just going to zoom in on the blade for a wee RTR shot here. See how this looks. Coming a bit tighter. Try this wee RTR shot here. Nice and close cut. Okay, so that's the basic wood. I've just got one more piece to cut, but I don't do that until I've actually got it all screwed together. So I'll move the camera slightly and we'll see what we're doing next. Now I'm going to have to plane a wee bit off these, so we'll tighten this up. Just a wee touch. Like so. I'm just going to grab my plane. Which is here. And we'll plug in up the top. Like so. Now, when you're using one of these, make sure that the cable goes round your back so it doesn't get caught when you're planing. I've got it set to 1 mil. Okay, so that's that bit done. I'm slacking it off. Go to the other side. Take out the check. The groove, so I'm just taking the tongue off there. And it's basically the same again. And that is one of the back pieces cut. I'll do the other one, get it ready to set up. I'll switch off of that because you don't want to be just watching me planing away all the time. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, so that's that now planed down and dressed ready. Now for the fun bit, trying to assemble it. Right, so I'll start roughly popping it into position. Like this. About that. Now, what we need to do is level it a little bit. Now, I know at the bottom, which is down here, which I'm going to square off, like this. This needs adjusting slightly. Now what we have to do is the bottom is going to be 4 inches to the base. Here. And here. Get straight edge. You just mark it. Like that. And then we work out what the width of that is. Roughly 5 inches. So 5 and 4 is 9. As it used to be when I was at school anyway. Like that. Mark that. Like so. Oh, back. And then what we'll do is we'll have to start drilling. Now what I'm going to do, I get down here, okay, is position this approximately like that, and that'll go on those marks. I'll grab a clamp. Like that. I'll go to the other side. And get round. I've got another clamp here. Move this chair out of the way a wee bit. So I can sit down and get the angle right. Like so. We'll set up the G-clamp. Like this. That's roughly right in there. And put these back out of the way a wee bit. The next size from the bottom, which is down there, is 22.5, and then 28.5, then here 22 and a half, 28 and a half. I'll mark them. Like that. And then like this. And I'll position this one, which isn't actually that far off. Ooh. That's quite a bit out actually. Oh, that's weird. But I will double check it before put it all together. Drop that clamp on there a minute. Alright. So on the other one, which is here, so yes, over a wee bit, that's the old gate there. The bottom, 4 to 10. I've got 4 to 9, but that's alright. And then 22 and a half to 28 and a half. 22 and a half spot on. So that works for me at the moment. I'm going to go and get the big clamp, so I'll pop this back over here so you can actually watch the gate getting made a wee bit better. Bring in a wee bit on it, there we go. And we'll be back in a sec. So we have the big clamps. This, that will sit right there. Turn this one over here. Set the pin in there. That'll hold it right there. Tighten her up. Pull it together like that. Other side, just the same again. Plug that in there. Pin goes in through the hole. And tighten it up. Just like that. So that's actually the basics of it done. Now we have to drill some holes. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is pre-drilling for the screws. That's going a bit there, so I'll go roughly right there. And on this side, about there. So I'm going to roughly remark my screw points, which will be roughly in an inch. or the thickness of my wool. Like so. And that'll go in back there. Like so. And go. Like this, all the way through. We're not actually going through the board here. Well, we're going through the top one, not the bottom one. Now the reason I'm pre-drilling is because the screws can actually chip can actually cause the wood to crack. But what I'll also do, I'll take that out and use one of these, which is called a rose. And what you do with a rose, you make a little indent like that, and that is where the head of the screw goes. Like this. We knock that off. You got your hole, you got your pre bit there for your the head of your screw, which will flush it, and it'll mean it won't actually crack or split any of the wood here, which is quite good because you've got a few wee resin marks in there with it being pine. So what I'll be doing as well, I'll be chipping away some of that, filling it up, but that's not for a little while yet. So I'm going to finish off doing this, because you will get bored out of your mind watching me just punch holes into it. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of this now, so I just thought pop back in. Really exciting end in here. And last one. So and now box of screws, which we can preset like so. Set all them up. Like this, which will take a wee while to do. Then I'll just reset the drill into screwdriver mode, and we'll be ready to screw the gate together. This is the really exciting bit. At least it's coming on okay, which I'm quite happy with. So I'll pop these up and I'll be back when I'm starting to screw them in. So I've got the screwdriver bit in now, make sure it's going the right way. And we just zip away through here. One thing, when I was an apprentice, I wish I'd had this sort of kit then. It makes it so much quicker and easier. So I'll finish these and I'll be back in a moment. So as you can see, we're just about finished with the screwing on this here. There will be a centre bar goes in, but do that in a wee while. And now we take the clamps off, because that should hold it in place without any problems. Yep, that seems to be holding okay. These ones off. Like so. Easy as that. That's the basics done. I mean, you can't see me over there, so let's get myself down here a wee bit. Oh. Nope, you still can't see me. So, what I'll do, I'll just tilt it up a wee touch. Like so. Like that, there we are. Right, so, we've got the basic frame of the gate made, which is the front, main bars. There will be, as I say, there will be a diagonal going in very soon, and then a cut round the top, and that should be it. Well, cut the edges down to size as well, and that'll be it done. So I will now clear away some of this stuff. Now here's a quick wee look at what I've been using. I've been using the old gate basically as a table here. Some drills. There's my box of various screws. The glue. My drills over there is the table. There's the gate I'm working on. Yeah. This is my other box of drills and bits. Over here I just left my drill case and my saw sitting. Can of juice. And a wee tool bag. So, as we come back in here, you can see where all the screws are nicely lined up on there, and now I'm going to mark it up where its exact width. I'll probably plane down one side first actually, and then measure to make sure. So I'll be back in a sec when I've worked out what I'm doing. Okay then, now into plane mode. I'm going to take that up a wee bit heavier. Just a wee touch like that. So that's one side done. I'm about to turn it over and dress out the other side. Go back in a sec. Right, I'm back out here again doing a bit of sanding. This is the next day. The rain came on last night, so I had to put everything away. So I'm just going to take off the pencil lines, give it a quick smooth down. Then some of these wee knot marks here I'll cut out some of them, put some filler in, cut the rounds on the edge, and we'll take it from there. So we've got sanding now. Now, the only problem with using a sander like that is the vibrations and the dust. The vibrations absolutely run through your hands and your arms. You feel them tingling for a wee while. I remember sanding for hours when I was an apprentice. You'd walk out, you'd almost feel like you were shaking. But that's the basics done on the sanding. The other side I'll try to tidy up a wee bit. Just going to grab some chisels and tidy up the knot marks. So back in a sec. Right, I've sanded all off. I haven't chipped out the stuff yet because I was making the board for the back. So what we do here, we'll line up this corner, mark it, and we line up this corner with the back edge there, with that wee mark. Now we will measure down to here. We then run it along here till it's at the point, mark it, edge to point is there, which we mark, and same on this side. Until we get to the point there, which is here. Set it like so, and we have our mark. That will now show us where we have to cut. When we cut it, we'll, what I'll do, I'll actually mark just now, probably will make life easier for me. So if I just go from here, gently down to the edge, and then from here to there, that now shows me where my lines are. Yep. A little bit of 230 to there, which is there, which is there. That's that marking point. And this one, probably just going to hit the camera stand, the tripod, that is 9. is here. We'll mark that to there. And we'll go from here to here. Now, that marking point there, I'll come down a wee bit so you can see me. Oh, maybe don't want to. Right, that little shape in there is where we're going to drill to put the screws in to hold this when it's fitted to the back. So I'll go and get a saw, we'll cut that down. I can't be bothered setting up the big the electric saw. I'll just do it by hand, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so push these out a wee bit. Now, the reason I'm pushing these out is so I don't hit the metal at the edge with my saw. Like that. Pop that off. Like so. Bring the knee up. And hope I don't fall off. Like this, we'll start the cut. There's one bit cut. It's reasonably straight, it's not too far off. And then we go to the other bit. And again, use your thumb to mark the where you're going to cut. And then move your hand back a little bit. And keep blowing the line so you can actually see where you're cutting. As you notice, the saw should be singing when it cuts. That shows that it's nice and sharp. There we go. Then I'll just tidy off the edge. And I should have marked where it was, but we'll soon mark that out when we put the screws in. And always remember, put your saw back in its protector, because this thing is actually really sharp, and the last thing you want is a chunk out of your fingers. Okay, so I have my tool roll here with my chisels. There you go, chisel roll and my demolition one at the end. I'll take out the 19mm, and I'm going to double up on the glasses here so I can see really close. And we just trim out some of this, because this is basically the resin that was growing in the middle of the tree, but it ain't much good to us here. We just basically follow the lines there a wee bit of it, chop it out like this. Don't need a hammer on this, it will just go away nicely. Need a wee bit extra, just use the heel of your hand. And as you can see, it's coming out quite nicely. I don't want to go too deep here, because I don't need to. Just take it off here. I've got the top. And then cut in like so. And what you can also do, if I can find it, there we go, grab your craft knife and just nick away some of the wee bits in there that didn't want to come out with a chisel. This has got a much finer blade on it. It's almost all cut away nicely. Just watch it doesn't slip. So I'll do this one for you and let you see what it looks like. So we have some pine wood filler, which we get our putty knife, and we just gently start to fill it in. Start put this end as well. Now you can see it's starting to squidge up the knife there a wee bit, so we get a wee bit more out and just push it into the hole like this. And coming from the other side again, just to level it off a bit. Like this. And we'll leave it slightly proud at the top, so we can just sand it nice and smooth at the end. So take this, a bit more. You never just plod it all in one. You always just do it in little bits. I should actually let this harden before I'm doing this, but it looks fine the way it's going. And there we go. Give it a quick rub down on the edge of the pot. Tighten it back up so it doesn't harden up. And that is one hole filled. Now I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes and 2 little splits still to do. So I will get them done just now. Okay, so now we mark out the corner to be cut. So I'm just using this tub. Flush there, mark it around like that. And then we go to the other corner, which I'll have to move around a wee bit for to see, which will be about there. Sorry about the wobble. And again, turn it that way a wee bit. Edge there to edge there. That gives you your roundel. Easy as, but which one is it I go for? Is it the outside one? Yeah. Yep, take the outside one. that. And that will then be cut, but I need to wait until this all hardens up with the filler, so I'll be back again. Okay, so we've remarked this. I'm just going to take an edge off it now, using the jigsaw for this one. So that's that edge cut, got a quick sand, and then we'll move on to the next one, which is on the other side, which you don't really need to see, and then we'll move on to the next part. And as I say, out with the sander. Easy as that. Okay, so on to the next part. I'm going to fit this bit of angle aluminium to the bottom of the gate, just to protect it a little bit. So I'll be holding it like this, grab my craft knife, like so. Making a good score into it. Use that as a guide. Now we want to cut in at least 2mm on it. There's a couple of ways of doing this, but I think this is going to be the easiest. Now, I'm going to mark down roughly the thickness of the metal there, which is around 2mm. And just run it the full length. Like that. 2mm. Okay, chisel and mallet, and we're going to line it up on here, like so. Just snick that off. This. You just give it a quick wee scrape, like so. Grab this and just check it, and that's just about right. And then you continue along, like so. Just licking it out. this. Just tidy it up slightly. Like that. Rough wee scrape just to make sure it's okay. Just tidy that up a wee touch. And it's pretty much as easy as that. So I'll continue doing this and I'll be back. Okay, now what we do, flush it at that end, mark it at this end, and then we'll mark it for screws. So there'll be one here, and one here, one there, one there, and one more there. That weird noise was a pigeon taking off. So I'll just go and cut and drill this. Okay, so I've actually brought you into the shed. I've got this bit of aluminium in the vise. Note I said aluminium and not aluminum, because that's what it is. And that's that little bit cut off. That'll go in my scrap metal bucket. That's that up there. Got a little metal file here. I'll just like so. Knock the edges off a little bit. Now then, the screws that we're going to be using are, if I can get one out, I'll close this in case it falls, these. So now, find a metal drill which is just slightly bigger. I think that's it there. $4.5mm. There's a 3.5mm screw, but I want it to have a little bit of clearance so it goes through easier. Take that out. Pop it in there. Fix the drill in on the hole. And that's one done. Slacking off. Bring it to just past. And mark for the next one. Two done. Get a wee tweak. 3 done. 4 done. I'm going to move it about a wee bit, but you've got the gist of it. That's them all drilled, so just get the file on the inside, just knock the edges off like this. Make it so you can see. Like that, there we go. That's the sharp edges away. Right, so that's it all cut and drilled. Pop it against there. Position the screw. There we go. Easy as that. Grab my hammer, set all these screws. I'd normally use a bradawl, but I'm not quite sure where I've put it. And this is how we fit it. Easy as that, eh? Okay, and now the last little bit, which will start from here. Measure it over here. And then, actually I'll probably better starting on this side. So, starting it from here, rolling it over the top, and then the side here, have a pen ready. Like so. Keep following it round to this point here. Mark it there. And then we'll cut that, drill it, and I'll be back fitting it. Okay, so I've set 2 screws already, just to give me a mark. Mark this one here. Right there, grab a screw, and my screwdriver. About there, like that. I'm going to move this round here to protect you from the wind a wee bit, and this is where got a wee bend on there. Make a hole. Like this. Then that round a wee touch more. which will go in like this. I feel I might need another one screw on the bottom. Should have put that over a wee touch, it's bent out a wee bit there. Like this. Bring it in at an angle like that. Which makes me think I'm going to use a bigger screw for it, just for a safety thing. Let's see how this one feels. That's a lot better. That'll just dunt down with a hammer. And not a mallet. Like this. There we go. And then it's just a case of do the same on the other side. And we'll be pretty much done. Hey guys, well we're back again and it's time to varnish that gate. So I've got my brush, got a tin of varnish, and the gate's sitting over here. So I'm just going to set this up so you can see the gate. Which is sitting over by the buckets, I know, but bring that down a wee touch. There we go. So I'll nick over here. Varnish a wee stir. And now I'm actually covering the aluminium at the bottom as well. As you can see. And this is how I'm varnishing it. I know it looks like it's milk that's going on, but it is actually varnishing, it will go clear. Now, You're probably going to get really bored watching me paint this. So I will switch off just now and I'll be back. So we're just on the end piece now. Clearing out the checks in here. So we've got another wee soak. And there we have it, second coat. It is so hot and sunny today, it's beautiful. I just dropped the brush back in the white spirit to stop it from going hard. Give it a wee wash out. Like this, just keeping it, washing it in there and then giving it a scrape. And hopefully that'll keep the brush in good condition. I'll just drop that in there, leave it sitting in there, and seal up the tin. The last thing you want is to spill it all over the place. And it says on the tin that it takes around 6 hours for the next coat to be ready. So be back in 6 hours. Okay, so that's me now finished the gate and it's hanging. We'll come in here. There we go. It's top hinge, bottom hinge, gate closer, like so. And there's the gate on. It's looking pretty good. I'm more than happy with it. I'll let you see it from the front. There we go. Here it is. All finished. So that's it all done now, and off to the next jobs. See you later, take care.